Hello and welcome to Wolfman Gaming. This is my Dishonored 2 Complete Stealth Pacifist walkthrough, and this is mission 5, also known as the Royal Conservatory. And we start this mission with Megan Foster has just let us off in the canal, or if it's Sokolov, can't remember which one. Either way, it doesn't matter, but we're gonna start this mission with going to the black market shop. And we're going there to pick up some sleep darts. And that is one of the differences between Dishonored 1 and 2, because in Dishonored 1 you had Piero at the Hound Pits pub before every mission, who you could buy elixirs, you could buy health potions and ammunition, weapon upgrades and all that good stuff. In this game they decided to scrap that and you go to black market shops instead. And I think there is one in every mission, or at least in most of them. And the reason I chose to go to this one is I will not be needing the sleep darts until mission 6 and also in mission 7. And this is one that is absolute closest to your starting point, I think. You need to go as little out of your way as possible to reach it. And it's also the only one I know the location of, or knew the location of when I was recording this. So that's why I chose it.
Maybe the wind or something.
And also a little reason why I chose to leave the door open when I went out. There are two howlers outside the door, and the howlers are a street gang. And they are also hostile towards you. But since I left the door open, she took a look at it to see what was going on, and that makes sure that they don't look up, so you're at less risk of getting detected when you blink up to those beams and onto the vent pipe. And also the salesman in the black market told you about his associate that may have information about Brianna Ashworth, the target of this mission. And if you head into this building that I'm standing on right now, you can, I think it's you pick up an audiograph and listen to it, and you get information about Brianna and her coven of witches. And they worship Delilah because she's the lead witch, high priestess, whatever you call it in a coven. Never been part of one, so I don't know. And you need that information to be able to do the neutral approach. But, or you don't have to listen to the audiograph to be able to do it, because I will not be listening to it. And I will still do the neutral approach, but you get information how to do the neutral approach if you go in and listen to that audiograph. And when you blink over from that roof to the little passageway before you end up here, be sure to safety save before you go in there, because the guards on the roof may spot you at times if they are staring in your direction. Also, when you blink over that fence, you can see I was sliding down the roof for a little bit. Be very careful before you blink over that, because you may run the risk if you end up too far on the other side that you will slide down and end up on the street. And if that doesn't kill you, the guards surely will if they spot you. And we're gonna do a bit of a risky move to get from the balcony to the watchtower. Over there, I'm gonna need to do a running, jumping blink. And that can be a bit tricky to do, because I need to gain some height and some distance to be able to get to that watchtower. Since I'm only using blink level 1, it's a bit of a close call to get over there. So I highly recommend make a safety save. I know I'm sounding a bit like a broken record, but since they implemented a quick save function in this game, use it to your advantage. I quick saved a lot in this on this recording run, Actually, it doesn't seem like it because I've edited out all the quick saves and all the times I've loaded in my quick saves to give it a more fluent feel. Wouldn't want the video to stop every 10-15 seconds and see the pause menu and me quick saving. That would be quite uninteresting to watch. I think. And I've done my best to edit them out so you will not see any trace of them at all. And as I mentioned in a previous video, in one of the missions, I will not spoil anything right now, but in one of the missions you will see me quick saving. That is not an editing mistake on my behalf. There is actually a point to why you will see it, and I will get more into that when we get there. But now we are in the Royal Conservatory, and you saw that tentacle thing sticking out of the floor. I'm not quite sure what function they fill in this game, because they have never done anything to me when I've played it. I think that if you get too close to it, it may slap you or grab you, but I'm not quite sure, because I've always kept my distance. First time I saw one of those things, I just thought to myself, like, Wolfman, that looks pretty dangerous. Stay out of its path. And now we are in the main hall. And Brianna's office is just over my head, or on one floor above me. So we're gonna head up on these bookshelves and onto the chandeliers and to the top floor. We're actually going up 2 floors. Because Brianna is in the lower office, she's talking to a Delilah statue, and she also has 2 hellhounds in there. So don't get too close to the windows, because they may pick up your scent and that will count as being spotted. And I think the hellhounds can also teleport if they see you. So be very careful and try to blink out on these giant birds. Very Lord of the Rings inspired. Maybe it's chickens of those. Do you say chickens about eagles? Or eagle babies? Eagle chickens? Maybe you do. I'm not an expert on birds, and I would never claim that I am. But to do the neutralization of Brianna, we are gonna mess about with a machine that she has.
These odd lenses might be linked to what Ashworth
And
is working on.
we are gonna use these lenses that I just picked up to mess about with the machine. Because she has a machine down, you can see it down there to the left with the fluorescent glass cabinets. She uses that to speak to the Oracle of Witches. And if you head down to the machine before you put in the odd lenses, and you head down to the machine, and I think if you pull the lever, I think it's 3 times, you will get the Oracle will speak to you, and you will unlock the trophy or achievement. I think it's called Voices from Beyond, or Voices from the Past, or something like that. So if you want to unlock that trophy, just make a safety save on top of the bookshelf, pull the lever 3 times or whatever it is, pull it until you get the trophy or achievement, and then just load your game. But since I put in the lenses first and then pull the lever, you see this cutscene that the machine is destroyed and Brianna is in tears because everything is broken. And after that happens, blink up on this chandelier immediately, so you don't run the risk of the witches coming and seeing you. And now we can head into her office and pick up the basement key, so we can find out more information about Delilah. Because Delilah is immortal, she cannot be killed, and we need to find out why, and if there is some other way to stop her. So just pick up these letters and pick up this key so we can head down into the basement. And I think about this game and games in general, I like the versatility of this game. The fact that you can choose to play it, I think I mentioned it before, that you can choose to play it completely pacifist and never kill anyone and never get spotted by anyone. And also that you can go totally postal and kill everything. And I think that's a great versatility in games, or great versatility in this game, that you get the choice to play the game as you choose. And both ways of playing it have their pros and cons. Because when you go for a high chaos run, where you just kill everything indiscriminately, or kill at least a lot of the guards or enemies, the game will take that as you wanting to have more action in your gameplay, so it will make everything harder. But also, if you choose not to kill anyone and you try to do the pacifist approach, the game will understand that, oh, you want a more, what should I say, slow, not as action-packed game playthrough, so there will be less guards, the world will be less hostile. It's only fitting, since the trophy for never being detected is called Shadow, so you are just a shadow passing through Karnaca. And when we got down into the basement of the conservatory, you could see maybe that there was some fluorescent footsteps outside the elevator. And I blinked up on top of the elevator and went out through the little hatch. The reason for that is that in some places there are occult symbols drawn on the floor with that fluorescent paint. And if you get close to one of those symbols, you run the risk of, or you will spawn in hellhounds and or witches. I'm not quite sure if it spawns in both or just one of them. And I was a bit uncertain about those footsteps. So I thought to myself, I'm not gonna take any risks, because I know if I head up on the roof of the elevator, I will not be close to it and I will not spawn in anything. But it may just be if you step on the occult symbols. And as far as I know, and what I saw when I sat editing this, there doesn't seem to be any witches up here right now. You can see me taking a quick peek around the room. But still be careful, because we've gotten this far, the only thing that remains right now is to get back to the Dreadful Whale and just retrace your steps as far as you can, or as much as you can, to get back there. So it would be very unnecessary to get spotted at this point, but I think you can be a bit more aggressive when you go through the conservatory, if you wish to be. But if you want to be sure, just take it slow and methodically, just like I do. Stay up on the bookshelves and the chandeliers or the birds or whatever you choose to do. And now we're gonna take the same way out that we used to come in here. And I would say that this is one of the easiest missions in this game, actually. Because you are never in harm's way, really, in this mission if you use this strategy. Because as you have seen, I haven't choked out any guards or anything. I usually take out 1 or 2 guards, but here you are just basically safe the entire time. It can just be a little bit tricky to get back to the Dreadful Whale, because going back to that watchtower that I used to get in here, it can be quite hazardous if you're using Blink level 1. Because depending on where you pulled out the whale oil tank, or what position it was in when you pulled out the whale oil tank, you may not be able to blink back to it. because when you're standing on the watchtower, you can give yourself a running start to get over to the sign that I'm trying to blink back to now. I'm not having very much luck in that department. I think I realized, of course I need to be a little bit closer because I have just short range teleport. So now we can blink over there. But sometimes, as I said, the watchtower may be in an angle so you can't get back to it. Luckily for me, I could, apparently. Yeah, that's right. No, it's me who remembers this wrong, because it was quite a few weeks ago that I recorded and edited this. Getting back to the watchtower is not the hard part. It's that you can't go back to the balcony. My bad, people. So we're gonna have to improvise a little bit and try a different path back to the dreadful whale. So I was sitting here checking my options, trying to find try and see, can I go down in the street, because I know if I get out through that door I'm basically out of here. And then I realized that no, maybe I can head over here. So go up to this little balcony and try to backtrack from this direction. And now it's a bit of a guessing game, because I usually watch the episodes once before I start narrating them. And this time I haven't, so this is a bit of an adventure for me as well, because I can't remember exactly what path I took. But I do know about this place that I'm in right now, this building. There is usually one of Fly Lord, whatever they're called, zombie-like people. I think I mentioned them in a previous episode, that walk back and forth in there, and can summon blood flies and get them to attack you. So I was really lucky that he wasn't there right then. I don't know if he somehow despawned or if he was at a different level from where I was. But everything went well, but that is something you should be very aware of if you choose to go through that building. And from here on in, it's just easy sailing. We've been through this area before. I don't want to take the exact same path back, because I do know that there are I think it was 2 guards up on that roof over there before, and it's a bit risky the first time to get past them, but it's the quickest route. But to be more safe, I chose to go to the left instead, because I know down here there is just 1 guard, I think. And it's much easier to take this path. And if I hadn't had to go to the black market, I would have chosen this path to go into the conservatory as well. Because we have that guy patrolling back and forth at the edge of the canal. But as long as you stay behind this and just blink over the fence or the wall, whatever it's called, he will never spot you, and you can just blink down here and head back to the boat. And here we have Megan Foster. Apparently she was the one that dropped us off, and not Dr. Sokolov.
Ashworth.
And we decide to go
let's
away
go.
because
Take
our
me
work
back
here
to
is
the dreadful
done.
whale.
And we get to the
Another
mission
step
end
for-
screen. And as always, you can see there are no detections, no kills, nothing like that. Very minimalist approach. But once again, I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. So until next time, this is the Wolfman signing off.